Why, hello, and welcome back to another Reverse 1999 episode where we're gonna play the Uluru games. Now, listen. I saw this stuff, and it really is just a dailies check. So this one requires us to beat level 4 of the event. Some of these were like, yo, clear a Numa analysis, clear an insight stage, clear this, clear that. The rewards are pretty simple, to be honest, but I think they're worth your time given how simple they are. For example, this is just clear insight, which is pretty simple, I would assume. Anyways, I do notice a few things as well. So, this thing unlocks after you clear the event. I assume that's gonna be the UTTU market or something of that nature. And this is gonna be the raid, which unlocks in 3 days. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make videos on that, to be honest with you, because I tried the raids in the last event, and rewards are good, but it was kind of boring, to be honest. Anyways, you have clear spring by day-night, or by night. And that's like part 2 of the event. Maybe UTTU market unlocks then. I have no idea. Those are my observation anyways. Chinga. When they saw the what is that word? Fluorescence in the forest, the flickering inspiration, the essence of the human soul, they shouted as loudly as they desired. Well, let's hop right in. No need to delay this any further. The long silence, the long pause, you have to let the flames sink in.
Here is Miss Spathadia's physical examination.
If this was my medical staff, I would jump off the window. I don't know what's up with Laplace having the most creepiest aesthetics out there.
Oh, how sweet. They even got you the Salvia Zopiclone patches. If the illusions get too real and you can't sleep, use them.
Okay, thanks. But I need to ask my coach if I can use it.
Don't worry. It's been approved by the Therapeutic Goods Administration of Campbell. The ingredients include salvia, mint, and a hallucination potion. They can neutralize the side effect perfectly.
The researcher opens the girl's medical records, takes off the patch sticking to the cover, and slides it to the girl.
Actually, you're quite the lucky one, you know. That old map shows there used to be stairs where you fell down, with over 100 steps. Thank goodness you live in the right time. Otherwise, you would have tumbled all the way down there. In that case, no one can tell what you would vomit, fire, or maybe something even worse.
I take it back. Forget the nurse for a second. If Medicine Pocket was my doctor. Laplace, my favorite clinical place, I definitely... I studied my PhD with Medicine Pocket, actually. I'm a doctor, 101, by the way. Medicine Pocket voice dies down like a flame being blown out. Muted for a while, Medicine Pocket briskly collects the files on the table and walks towards the door.
Wait here. I need to get someone. A weirdo for sure, yet the best person we can turn to for this problem.
Alright, I think that's the last thing I'd like to hear from a doctor. Would you just let go of my hand, Sheila? Or the good doctor here will have to cut this hand off later because of necrosis.
I will. But can I hold it for another 5 minutes, please? I'm sort of nervous.
Why are we playing this music? Time spent in anxiety feels like a year.
That's right. Breathe in, breathe out. Then unbend the fingers. I'm also human, I feel pain too, sweetheart.
The footsteps of the mysterious guest coming from the hallway are getting closer and closer.
I can't believe how lucky I am. We haven't seen a living case for decades.
Who? A new unit, huh? A new unit. Hold on. If I open the reverse 1999 email, which I recognize this face. Hold on. I'll be quick, I promise. Is it Ezra? Right. I saw you on the email. You have this fungus on your head with your insight to art.
This is exciting. Thank you for letting me know about this, Medicine Pocket.
Not at all, Ezra, my dear friend. See, I always keep you and your weird little mushrooms at the back of my mind. So, it'd be best if you could give them to me without leaving any records in Laplace's system next time. Anyway, we can talk about that later. Now, go check out the girl. She might be very useful for your paper on Arcanum.
Of course. I'll tend to her in a moment. I just want to tell you how much I appreciate your thoughtfulness. I've been waiting for this for too long.
Ezra turns directly to Spathodea. You know, maybe don't have that conversation right in front of Spathodea. I don't think Spathodea needed to hear that, you know?
What?
Exactly! I'm telling you, if these were my doctors, I'm jumping off the building. I'm killing myself for real. The young researcher walks to her, as steady as a boat floating on the water, smiling.
May? You mean me?
Certainly, Miss Spathodea. I came for you. I've been briefed on your case and had a basic understanding of the inner flame temperature and the fuel through the laboratory report. Here's a list summarizing all the conditions. It's still a draft, but please, take a look.
She sees a list with dense writing in ink that has barely dried.
Since your condition is stabilized, and as a teenager, you're still in a developmental stage, I'd recommend you to run a test which is more friendly and pleasant to your nose.
Ezra grabs a Y-shaped metal rod and a piece of cotton-like material and holds them in his palm.
Now, please blink 3 times at this dowsing rod and blow on it as lightly as possible.
What's this?
Oh, no, not like that. Just be gentle with it. Lower your voice so that you don't blow away the spores on the filter.
The white filter paper almost touches the tip of her nose. She can't say no to such a gentle and soft request like that. No, she can't say no. She's just... I don't know, man. I don't know. So she closes her eyes, lowers and lowers her voice, and repeats the instruction to herself.
Okay. Blink 3 times and blow.
The fluorescent spores on the filter paper curl immediately and turn a cheery ember color.
And we're going to roll it up and fix it on the dowsing rod. Now time will do its magic.
Doctor, is there a cure for my head? Wait, is that the smell of mushroom?
It is related to mushrooms, and I'm not a doctor. Please forgive me, Miss Spathodea. I was so overjoyed I forgot to introduce myself. Hello, I'm Ezra. I'm a human researcher at the Laplace Australia branch. My research is mostly on the diversity of local mushrooms and fungi. I'm very thrilled to meet you.
So I was right. We are in Australia. Let's go.
You're not a doctor? Just a researcher. And a human? And you're working on mushrooms?
That's right. It's a shame that I didn't become a member of the arcane study team, but I'm equally interested in mushrooms. I enjoy this job.
Spathodea turns pale, holding her face, and steps back into horrified disbelief.
So, they get you here to treat me, which means I'm not a descendant of the Red Dragon, but that of mushrooms? I'm a fire-breathing mushroom girl?
Where did you make that connection?
No, I'm not here to diagnose your abnormality, Miss Spathodea. You're perfectly healthy. Your brain CT result looks normal, and I can see you're in good shape. In a stricter medical sense, you're almost one of the healthiest people I've ever seen.
Finally someone has a sharp eye. So the truth has been unraveled. There has never been any illusions, nor is anybody putting on some strange, absurd, fire-spitting show. And
But she did not lie. Please, take a look at this. According to the analysis, the core of her fire consists of an obsidian gravel that has 22 evenly distributed layers. This is no modern thing. It's old, dating back thousands of years.
what? What do you mean? Whose side are you on?
Have I made it difficult for you to understand? Well, you'll know when you see it. Please bear with me for 5 minutes.
Holding the metal rod, Ezra switches the button on the machine. The moss on the backpack exhales, letting out a cloud of mist. Oh man, I said this before and I'll say it again. Every time I read Reverse 1999, it feels like my English degrades.
Have you heard of the reincarnators?
Ezra unfolds the filter paper and holds the two ends of the rod.
It's one of the Arcanist lineages, a rare kind. Since this power can only be randomly triggered, and its manifestation could happen anywhere, anytime, and in any fashion, it is hard to identify them when there is one. The most well-known case must be Dorothy of London. She fell down the stairs in her own house and lost every vital sign. But she woke again and became the ancient Egyptian Bentreshit.
You're not saying that she's...
Miss Spathadia is a reincarnator. Those so-called illusions are not a result of any brain damage. They were once real. It's her past. Based on the past cases, she'll go through a period of mental turmoil. That could be short or longer than anyone could expect. But eventually, she will become herself again. The old self.
But how is that possible? Everybody knows that the reincarnators are just some lousy made-up tabloid stories.
That's right. Sensationalism. That's the mainstream opinion about the reincarnators. In Dorothy's case, her experience of learning Egyptian and her career as an archaeologist also caused controversies over her true lineage, which is understandable since people haven't seen a reincarnator in years. But at the beginning of the 20th century, when Dorothy fell down the stairs which decided her fate, Laplace Scientific Computing Centre established its Australia branch, carrying out studies of local fungi. The fungi study is a brand new direction, and it has been secretly developing next to the public since, like the Australian honey fungus, growing without getting anyone's attention. The facts will speak for themselves. Please allow me to prove it to you. Medicine Pocket, could you please turn off the lights for us? Cheers.
The poles of that metal fork sway in the dark room, letting out a buzzing sound like a bee floating in the air.
When we talk about reincarnation, the real question behind it is whether the soul exists. Because the soul is commonly considered to be the essence of what makes a person who he or she is. If a person dies, his or her soul will return to the ever-circulating network.
Network? What network?
You know, this is a moment in time where you have to ask him, what god do you worship? Hey man, listen, if you care about religion, then every religion has its own answer. That's all I'm saying. So it really just depends. Which god do you worship?
A theory developed from Riemann's on the hypotheses which underlie geometry describe the world as an eternal, vast, invisible yet ubiquitous net.
And we're not even gonna mention religion. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
And as the news story described, a reincarnator is a miracle where a soul disappears from point A and shows up at point B without any clear reasons.
Okay, listen. I think I may know what they're talking about, but they're talking about time travel. They're not talking about specific, explicit reincarnation. Okay, so imagine a cylinder, right? A cylinder is time going upwards or downwards, right? So if you go down, that's time moving forward. But if you go up, that is time going backwards, right? So your line or your thread as a human, you're going down, right? And so when you go up, you're reversing time. You're not traveling back in time, you're reversing time. So let's say I go back to the past 10 years, then the same 10 years are gonna play out, no difference, right? Because I traveled back in time, but my mind and its mental capabilities, I've basically returned. I'm 21 years old right now, so if I go back in time 10 years, I'll be 11 years old, and then the same next 10 years are gonna happen, and I'm gonna end up at the same point where I started. So the whole theory is, there's a second cylinder around our cylinder. However, this cylinder has a different state. this cylinder moves left and right. So when you take a thread and it leaves the first cylinder, it starts to circle right or left, and it can go down or up. So when it goes up and then it enters the first cylinder again, technically, you have teleported in time. Similarly, it's true. If the thread leaves the first cylinder, enters the second cylinder, and then it goes further down in time, and then it enters the first cylinder again, because again, we live in the first cylinder, right? To us, it looks like, damn, this thing just disappeared for years and then appeared again. So, I think that's the theory they're talking about. I'm not too sure, but, you know, they could prove me wrong, but I'm assuming they're talking about that time travel, but with souls. You get what I mean? Because Vertin mentions point A, point B, so I don't know. Why did I even bother explaining it?
Exactly, Miss Verdon. I'm amazed that you know so much about the reincarnators.
The sparkling spores floating in the humid air slowly approach each other and intertwine.
That report described the reincarnators as incomprehensible and spontaneous. But the truth is, we've never gotten close enough to observe and study them.
Huh? What's the shiny powder on my fingers?
Spathodia looks upwards and can't help from letting out a small cry.
Gosh, it's like the neural network I read in the textbook.
Yeah, it's the fungi, or the fungi as they say. It's all underground, and it triggers this electrical system. So like, if you take a step, the trees from miles away know where you are, because the fungi is communicating that information.
You have a sharp sense. You arcanists never cease to amaze me. The latest studies have shown that the working mechanism of mushroom flora may be similar to the brain's, and we have made some progress from that. This is why the study of mushrooms is important. It enriches our understanding of the reincarnators, for they are hard to find.
You mean these things floating in the air? Mushrooms?
The Australian honey fungus. The mushrooms living beneath the ground. It's a pathogenic gem that causes roots to rot. It was first discovered in a eucalyptus plantation in southeastern Australia. At the end of the 1970s, Laplace researchers who intervened in the local environment protection found that, unlike other fungi which reproduce through the spreading of spores, the honey fungi spread by the growth of their underground mycelia all over the forest.
You think it's like that invisible net?
Yes, a net hiding underground, in which you see an object disappear at point A and magically emerge again at point B. The reincarnators are very similar to Australian honey fungus in this aspect, and with her breath, a small amount of her saliva, and the dowsing rod, we will be able to find her net and map her movements on it. And when her gaze emblazes the Omphalotus nidiformis,
Omphalotus what? Isn't that a ghost fungus?
Yes, the ghost fungus, the mushrooms that glow in the dark. They're called chinga in older times, which means spirit and soul, the sparkle of ideas in human minds.
If the mushroom has simulated Spathodia's net, then these two light spots are...
The one closer to us represents the current Miss Spathodia, and the farther and brighter one is what put her through the changes now.
So that's me in the past? And I will gradually turn into... Huh?
The light is back in the room, the ventilator emitting 2 consecutive notifications as it extracts the sparkling light out together with the heavy moisture in the air.
5 minutes. We are right on time. Miss Desert Flannel, how do you feel?
Damn it! If she's so badly injured, how much would the compensation be? Is this how my life will be? Being heavily in debt?
Hey, I must say, she is the realest character of all of them.
Miss Desert Flannel, you're nibbling at your nails. You will get hurt from it. Please stop.
Me? I'm fine. Are you talking to me? You were saying?
Yes, I was asking how you're doing. Did you get my drift?
I think. Well, I know it's highly unlikely that this little girl was hatched from a dragon's egg, but Is it possible that she's just some kind of uncommon lizard? You know, the really ancient ones? Anything but a reincarnator.
But what you said doesn't make sense.
What do you mean it doesn't make sense? There was fire coming out of her mouth.
Desert Flannel points at the fire placed on the couch, which is still burning, and shakes her digital pet machine.
And my only family here is a pixel emu. Does it make sense to you?
I don't follow. I know this is not your fault. It's just your Arcanist nature taking over. It's very normal if you got too carried away by your emotions and became delusional and hysterical. Please, take my hand. I was once trained to help Arcanists calm down. Now breathe with me. In and out.
I like how breathing calms you down.
Me? I'm not hysterical.
Said the hysterical girl with offense. I mean, I don't blame her. If I if I bumped into a small girl and then you're telling me I triggered her reincarnation and the medical bill is gonna be insane, yeah, I'd be scared. I don't know how Australia's medical bills are, but I do know from a certain YouTuber, friend of Georgie's. Shout outs to him, because I'm clearly the larger channel, right? That Australia can be pretty corrupt at times.
Hey, what do you know about Arcanists? You're not even one of us.
Said the outraged bystander. In the White Room, the argument snowballs, tumbling out of control, letting a wisp of smoke slither across the room unnoticed.
Everyone.
Please, believe me that I meant you no harm, Miss Spathadia. I was only trying to help.
Help? How? By calling us delusional? There's nothing I hate more than humans like you saying that others are over-emotional.
People.
Oh, she's referring to them as... Never mind.
No, nothing like that. Miss Spathadia, it is not my intention to criticize anything or anyone. It's just biologically, Arcanists tend to be more sensitive and easily affected. I also like Arcanists, almost as much as I'm interested in mushrooms. That's why I study them.
Hey, when you say it like that, when you say it like that, are you perchance trying to imply you're the R word? You know, the good old, hey, Arcanists and humans are different, you know, divided by a race or something.
Do you smell something burning?
Before they realize that the flame placed on the couch has already devoured its seat on the floor, spreading to the door, completely blocked their way out. The burning heat is approaching at a terrifying speed.
The fire! It's the flame I spat out. When did it grow so large?
I tried to warn you. It has grown larger and larger as your lizard hypothesis heated up. I'm sure the guards of Laplace will break in soon.
Security of Laplace Research Center Hospital taking over. All patients and non-staff, please follow me to evacuate the room. Evaluating fire level. Level 2. Extinguishing the fire. Source of ignition confirmed. Request for permission to use Kangaroo Foam Fire Extinguisher 3.
What a weird name.
Wait! You can't put out my flame. It's important for me. Very, very important. I don't know why, but it's important, this is for sure. Those bubble kangaroos will kick its butt once they see the flames. I don't want that.
I'll protect it for you. Don't worry.
You're gonna protect the fire. Oh, I get it. That flame, it's Ulu, I think. Or I'm just saying random stuff. And these look like Foundation members, but they could be Laplace members. Anyways, let's kick their ass.
Is beating so loud?
Gun. You know, I probably shouldn't have used the buff and debuff because we're probably one-shotting them anyways. Yeah, they're too low level.
My sword sharp.
Handle it gently.
That's what I thought. We're gonna AoE,
Take it easy, handle it. Take
AoE,
it
and they
easy.
should be dead.
Try for free. Hey.
There we go.
Pride goes before the fall. I've been there. You better take it.
There you go. Now you're free from the fuzzy foam. Thank goodness. Thank you. Though I still smell like a Joey, I'm much better now. In the early stages of arcane ability awakening, the rate of Arcanus losing control can reach 74.3%.
Just round it to 75, or just say 74. Do you need to say 0.3? I sound like I'm nitpicking on everything they say.
But it doesn't mean that you can set a fire in the clinic of the Laplace Research Center Hospital. Or fight the security to protect the flame. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this, and I have no idea why my flame grew so large all of a sudden. That never happened before.
What do you mean? You didn't even know you could spit flame. Did it not dawn on you? Oh no, putting flame on flammable object makes it burn? Hello?
I know I should have been responsible and noticed the anomaly earlier. I was completely lost in the argument.
She buries her face in her hands and is still trying to bury it even deeper.
The silver lining is, as the fire was still under control, they used the kangaroo foam fire extinguisher and thus it didn't cause any casualties. Please write down your emotional changes and physical reactions that occurred during the incident on this sheet of paper. We'll keep tracking your physical health information. The concentration potion is on that table, and there are blankets and Type 2 PMMA safety boxes in the cabinet under the table. Please keep the hazard sealed for safekeeping. Okay, got it. You are still in an unstable state. Please have a rest here and don't move around. If you need anything, please press the call bell on your left and our nursing staff will come to help.
The medical staff collects the tray and walks out of the clinic, leaving the room in silence again.
Well, in case we burn another room, the box she mentioned is... Oh, here it is.
Why, hello there, Uluru, I assume. She opens the transparent box and leads him towards the little flame.
I know Freedom Meta's little flame, but we have no choice. Sorry, buddy.
You're already referring to it as your friend. Do you not see this stuff? I swear to God. She reaches out a hand to push the flame into the box with great caution.
Alright, listen. My teacher said fire needs oxygen to burn. So I'll leave a small window for you to breathe.
I have always wanted to see you.
What?
Go.
Are you talking? Gosh, the call bell. Where's the call bell?
Go back to Ulu. We must go back to Uluru Games.
Huh? Uluru? Uluru Games? You mean the Uluru Games? Oh, make it clear, little flame, make it clear. What's going on with the Uluru Games?
Spathia grabs the flame in a hurry. The sparkling flame starts devouring her palm bite by bite.
Ah! The fire! It's burning on me! It feels different this time. It's so...
And far faster than expected, the flame spreads over her and her cry for help fades into the burning red. You know, this reminds me of a saying, burn the father, feed the child. Maybe you weren't expecting a Hollow Knight reference in this video, huh? Well, we've unlocked the next level, but I feel like... Yeah, I feel like we're overdue in time. I apologize, I really wanted to do 2 levels, but I argued about time travel and I can't stop making comments. In any case, I do hope you enjoyed your time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.